Wait a
Absolutely.
minute. So could you repeat the first question?
Of course. My first question was, why do you think God chose to let the Israelites hear his voice directly at Sinai, even though he knew they'd be fearful and might still disobey later on?
But it was to ensure that they would avoid sinning. God intentionally spoke to them in a fearsome manner so that they would avoid sinning and keep his command wholeheartedly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I think you're spot on. It's like God wanted to leave them with such a vivid, awe inspiring experience that they'd have a deep rooted reverence to help keep them on track. So let me follow up with another question. How do you see that same principle applying to us today when it comes to experiencing a sense of holy fear in our own faith journey?
And that aligns with what Paul said in Philippians chapter 2 verse 12. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling. It means that we must obey the word of God with reverent fear of being disqualified from heaven. And it is this reverent fear that drove Paul toward diligent obedience to the word of God.
Absolutely. That's a great connection. And I think that really ties it back to the idea that a reverent kind of fear isn't meant to paralyze us, but to keep us motivated toward faithful obedience. So it's like today we also carry that same principle forward, allowing that holy reverence to shape how we live out our faith.
That's right. So, do you have any other questions regarding the passage?
I sure do. Let's keep it rolling. So, thinking about that reverent fear and how it motivates us, what do you think are some practical ways we can cultivate that same kind of reverence in our daily routines?
So, we must remember the eternal consequences of our actions. The act of obedience will lead to heaven, while the act of disobedience will lead to hell. So, remembering the eternal consequences of our actions may help keep us on the right path of obedience.